It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. I was writing down the names that I want to add to our VIP list, and it's a lot, Bellium. So, there you go.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it is.
So when I asked you for that list like 3 weeks ago,
right.
Maybe that would have been a good time.
You?
Yeah.
What'd you think I was going to do?
Ignore me.
That's right. Boom. Is Amy King coming?
No.
She's not? Okay.
I don't think so. I haven't heard back from her.
What about Bill Handel?
Yes.
Gary?
No.
Shannon?
No.
Johnny Hansen?
I
put
don't
him
know.
down.
Shaky hands. Come on.
All right, I'll put him down. All right, I'll continue that. I guess I got to work. What the hell? All right, the military might be closing down the 5 freeway. Angel, I'm sure you've been on top of this. This is a big deal.
Yes.
It's near the Marines training course or center over there.
Camp Pendleton.
Camp Pendleton, yeah, ding dong. And they're going to fire live ammo from the ocean in these frigates and battleships right over the 5 freeway into the hills there of Camp Pendleton. Are they going to shut it down? Is there a word yet, Angel?
I've heard that they are not shutting it down. I've heard that from a few different sources. Yesterday it was a different story, but today I've been hearing negative on shutting down the 5.
And it's supposed to happen this weekend?
Yes. When they were saying they would possibly shut it down, it said for Friday and Saturday. But now they're saying, no, it's not shutting down.
That would have created a nightmare for people. You'd had to go to the 15, and that's already busy. That would have taken you 5 hours to get to San Diego.
Easily.
Oh, man. All right, let's find out what they were going to shut this thing down for, the 5 freeway outside of Camp Pendleton.
This has been a confusing story to follow, especially if you've got plans this weekend to go down to San Diego on the 5 freeway. There are reports the 5 could be closed, then not closed.
Yeah, it's not going to be closed, but Chip Yost didn't know that because at that time he was doing the report, it was still up in the air.
A lot of confusion. We think we've got some of it straightened out now. What we do know is that train service through the Orange County, San Diego County area will be affected. Talk about that in a moment. But first, let's talk a little bit about what was causing a lot of this confusion. It's an event called Sea to Shore, going to be held at Camp Pendleton to celebrate the Marines' 250th birthday. Now, according to the Marines, this will include some live fire demonstrations from some of the equipment and some of the resources they have at the Marine base there. They do a lot of training. It's obviously known for a great training base because of its coastal location. Also, we're told that Secretary of War Pete Hegseth and Vice President J.D. Vance may be in attendance. So it's supposed to be a big deal. But as you mentioned at the top, there were some reports that the demonstrations they're doing could involve firing missiles from ships over the 5 freeway on the Camp Pendleton. Is that true? We don't know. Everything we're seeing is...
I'll bet that's true. Knowing this administration, I'll bet that's true. Right? They're sort of fast and loose with rules. And I bet they're going to throw live ammo over the 5 freeway. So you just got to, hope you get through.
Everything we're seeing is reports say. We reached out to Camp Pendleton and asked if they could confirm whether or not that is the case. We haven't heard back, but what Camp Pendleton officials have said is that they have done all safety protocols. The I-5 freeway does not need to be shut down. There was confusion because of some tweets by Governor Gavin Newsom that they might have to shut it down. It's since been clarified it does not appear.
So they're going to shoot live ammo over the freeway without it being closed. All right. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, this will be fun.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. There's that lookout point there that's like halfway through. That'd be cool to stand on there and watch these things go right over your head. Bang! Oh, Christ.
I-5 will have to be shut down for this event. We've asked Caltrans just for 100% confirmation on that, reached out to them, haven't heard back. But it seems like what we're hearing now, I-5 won't be shut down. But what will be affected, as we were talking about, is the train service. Let's first...
Why are they shutting the trains down and not the highway? That seems odd.
Talk about MetroLink. What's going to be happening with the MetroLink trains during this event? According to MetroLink, Orange County and Inland Empire Orange County line trains will originate and terminate at the Laguna Niguel Mission Viejo station. That's where we're at right now. It says only OC line train 1668 is expected to complete its normal route, so they're going to be stopping short of going through that area where Camp Pendleton is or near Camp Pendleton. As far as Amtrak and Pacific Surfliner, they put out a statement saying that they will have service disruptions between 12 p.m. and 3 p.m. Saturday. So
okay, so Amtrak is only closing for 3 hours while they throw these bombs over the 5 freeway.
Taking the trains, you might be...
Man, what if there's a dud? You know, one of these bombs that's supposed to go, 18 miles into the hillside there. It just sort of peters out and goes right through your Explorer. That might happen, too.
You might be affected. Looks like...
Did he say what time they were going to do this?
Noon
or
to
just
3
sometime?
is the Amtrak. They're going to shut down noon to 3. But I thought it was going to be almost all day. They're going to be launching these suckers. So I hope it works out for you.
You might be affected. Looks like you will be affected. Taking the freeway, it doesn't look like that right now, but it's been a confusing morning, a confusing day or so. Maybe something will change. If it does, we'll let you know. After that event Saturday, they're going to have a beach bash at Del Mar in the San Diego area following that event Saturday. We'll keep it posted. Latest we know, 5 freeway will stay open. Trains will be affected. For now, reporting here in Laguna Niguel, I'm Chip Yost, KTLA 5 News.
Well, happy birthday to the U.S. Marines. 250 great years. If you're a U.S. Marine, man, happy birthday. That is only the best become Marines. And happy 250th birthday. And I think we can go ahead and play this for you here, right? For you U.S. Marines out there. 250 years. So the Marines were around a year before the nation was born. All right. Well, that's right, Tim. That's how we won and beat the British with the Marines. Oh, okay. All right. And never said I was a history buff here. But the U.S. Marines, 250th anniversary. So congratulations and happy birthday to the U.S. Marines. Ding dong with these Marines. Man, that is a special birthday. 250 years. From the halls of Montezuma to the hills of Beverly. Oh, that's something else. We fight our country's battles in the air, on land, and sea. First we fight our right and freedom, and then keep our honor clean. We're proud to claim the title of the United States Marine. Happy birthday to the Marines, and I wish you another 250. That was a great run. 250 great years with the toughest men and women, I think. Are there women Marines? I don't know. I guess there are. I don't know. Are there women Marines?
Yeah,
there
are.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Look, I just see a lot of men in the ads.
Since 1948.
Since 1948? That was the first woman that became a Marine?
I believe so.
All right. Did you want to go that route? Your dad tried to push you that way, Elio? Didn't work out for you, huh? No, she put her head down. All right, when we come back, Dean Sharp will be with us. We're live on KFI. Dodgers win, everybody. Dodgers win. They're up 3-0 against the Milwaukee Brewers.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
The Dodgers win. There's your big local story. Dodgers win. Angel, what is it looking like around? Real quickly, and then we got Dean Sharp. But what does it look like real quickly around the stadium for people leaving right now?
Oh, my gosh. The 5 southbound jammed out of Burbank all the way to the 605. The 110, both directions. Southbound slowing all the way from Avenue 26 as you continue all the way down almost to the 105. And northbound slowing through that same stretch. The drive on the 10 westbound heading towards Santa Monica, that's loading up away from the 5 out of Boyle Heights. I mean, it's just getting worse and worse minute by minute.
All right. We'll keep checking back with you. All right, there she goes.
Hey,
Angel Martinez. Ding dong with her. All right, Dean Sharp's with it. Dean's, how you, bub?
Hey, bro, I'm great. Dodgers win.
How about that game? How about these Dodgers, huh?
They are dominant. Well, I cannot believe after the season that we've had with the ups and the downs that we are one game away from the World Series.
They've won 8 out of 9 games in the postseason.
Yeah. Yeah.
They beat, let me see, they beat Cincinnati 2-0 in a best of 3. Then they beat, who'd they play after that? Who did the Dodgers play after that? God, I've got a horrible memory.
I'll tell you
Philadelphia. They beat Philadelphia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
3 out of 4. And now they're up 3 games to none on Milwaukee.
Yeah. I think, somebody asked me the other day, they're like, who can beat the Dodgers? And I think the only team in Major League Baseball that can beat the Los Angeles Dodgers is the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah, probably right.
Which we have successfully done several times this season. But we show up just and decide to play, I don't think anything can stop them.
When the postseason started for the Dodgers, they needed 13 victories to win the World Series. Now it's down to 5. If they win tomorrow, they need 4 more wins, and then they win back-to-back World Series, which hasn't been done in the United States in 25 years.
Yep. It's not an easy thing to do. Not at all.
Hey, we had a listener call us about your appearance last week, and they wanted to know more about Bermuda grass and the different types of grass, and what is the best one, if you could pick one that was green all year round with very little hassle. What do you prefer? Like when you're doing homes and you've got the house done, now you're looking to for the exterior and the yard to put that together before the people move in. What do you recommend to people?
Well, if you're going to go with an eastern grass, I go with Bermuda. If we're going to go with something that is really California friendly, then I like UC Verde buffalo grass. UC Verde as in like the Spanish word for green. Okay. UC Verde, it was developed at UC Riverside. It's a brilliant hybridized buffalo grass. Great, very, very drought tolerant, really easy to keep and green. And if you want to go full on California native, there's only one source that I trust, and they've got different species. So you got to go to this website, but you would go to deltabluegrass.com, deltabluegrass.com. And no, it has nothing to do with the Deep South or music. It is about it is a nursery that up in the Sacramento River Delta in Northern California. In the San Joaquin Valley, and they have years ago decided to specialize in all native California grasses. And you think you can't have a green, thick lawn with native grasses. That doesn't work. No, it's not true. You absolutely can. So those are our 3 first options.
Okay. So deltabluegrass.com?
Yep. Okay. Deltabluegrass.com, UC Verde, buffalo grass, or Bermuda grass.
Hey, what about these, when you build a house nowadays, I imagine the rules and regulations differ from city to city, county to county, but I bet they also change statewide. Can you build a house now with a working fireplace in it that burns logs?
Not in the state of California, no.
Isn't that effed up? I mean, that's such an old throwback romantic piece of the house.
Yeah, it's all about emissions and energy efficiency. I tell you what you can build. You can build you can still put in like a Franklin stove. You can put in a wood-burning stove.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
In most places, which are very, very cool. And for old school fireplace, super efficient as far as heat retention and heat loss and all of that kind of stuff. So wood stoves, pellet stoves, those are still approved in most places in the state. But yeah, and your classic masonry, open front, wood-burning fireplace is a thing of the past in California, which, I really, really mourned for years and years when that first went down, because there were really poor replacements in the direct vent fireplace world, but now I got to tell you, we're going through a renaissance of direct vent fireplace. Direct vent fireplaces, by the way, that's what's legal. It's a gas fireplace in which the front is sealed. It's got glass across the front and it's sealed off. And then what it makes it is a very high efficiency appliance. And yes, they heat the room amazingly well, better than a regular fireplace. But the flames just used to be lame. And now The technology is turned a corner. My favorite direct vent fireplace manufacturer, if you want to look this up, it's Flare Fireplaces. They have a burner that they call the Summit burner. No longer is it gas coming out of the pan down below, and then you just pick some concrete logs for the flames to kind of lick around.
Right.
Now they've actually run the gas lines, Tim, inside the logs.
Oh, that's interesting.
And there are these open grooves in the logs. So when you turn this fireplace on, all of the logs are actually burning. The flames
cool.
are coming out from. So the realism has increased exponentially. And they really are good units. And the nice thing is you can get them long, you can get them traditional, you can get them really contemporary looking. You don't need to have a chimney because the venting is more like venting a water heater out of the house. So
right. I remember
a lot of flexibility options.
I remember when you came back from the home show in Las Vegas, you had seen that your first one, and you were talking about it for 10 minutes, how beautiful it was.
Yeah. They really are. They're getting to be impressive. So I'm not so sad anymore. But yeah, that's the whole reason you go up to the mountains is to, you get a cabin and, split some wood and
right.
Crack open the fireplace. But the good news is still in California, if you have one, you got a wood burning fireplace, take care of it because if you got it, you're grandfathered in.
Oh, good.
Go.
Okay. My uncle up in Canada had one of those, those old U.S. like railroad potbelly coal burning stoves, and he installed it himself. And he didn't put any insulation when he ran it through the wall to outside.
Whoops.
And, well, that caught fire and burned down 3 rooms. Those are tricky to really install. You really have to insulate them when you slam it through a wall.
Well, yeah. I mean, you have to isolate that pipe and offset it. Yeah, there's a whole thing.
Right. And he did not know how to do that, and he didn't do it properly. All right, Dean Sharp is with us. Can you stay with us?
Sure.
All right, excellent. All right, Dean Sharp, every Saturday morning, 6 to 8 a.m., every Sunday morning, 9 until noon, right here on KFI. It's Conway Show. Dodgers win. They're up 3-0 against the Milwaukee Brewers.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
Dodgers have defeated the Milwaukee Brewers and now are up 3-0, and it's a best of 7 games, so the Milwaukee Brewers will have to beat the Los Angeles Dodgers 4 straight games. 4 straight games. That's very tough to do.
Not going to happen.
Dean
Sorry.
Sharp is with us. Yeah, I don't know how they do that. I mean, these Dodger pitchers are just brutal on these guys. I mean,
our next 2 games are here. Our next 2 games are home games.
Yes, and the Dodgers have let up 1 run in each of the first 3 games. How do you beat a Dodger team giving up 1 run? Hey, we talked about chimneys. I got somebody text me, a buddy of mine who lives in Sherman Oaks. He said, how much repair can you do to the chimney? If the chimney falls down in an earthquake, can you rebuild it to save the fireplace?
Yes,
good.
you can.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as it's not a total loss, as long as the firebox is still fundamentally standing, you can repair. So let's say the upper portion of the chimney cracks and falls off.
Right.
You can totally repair that. You can
good.
Totally rebuild it. It's good to go. On that note, but by the way, most people who haven't used their fireplace in a long time who get inspired, and you're like, you know what? I think I'm going to start using that fireplace.
Right.
You should call a chimney sweep. No, it's not like Dick Van Dyke. Okay,
right.
But there are chimney sweep companies here in Southern California, all over the place. You can call a chimney sweep. A 21st century chimney sweep's going to put a scope down the flue, going to look to see if there are any fractures or cracks or voids or anything like that, and they can get you all fixed up and tuned up so that it's safe to use that thing.
We have a fireplace, and I love it, but we were getting so much backdrafts. There was so much smoke coming in the house. When the winds kick up in the valley, it blows sometimes blows the smoke back into the house. And I just had enough, enough of it. But I will say
that can happen.
I will say
there's a fix for that, by the way.
Yeah, I understand, but I'm too cheap to do that. I got all my money tied up at the track. What am I going to do?
All right.
Spend money on the chimney? Right. But I will say that the people who are selling a house with 1 or 2 fireplaces have a tremendous advantage over somebody who doesn't have a fireplace, because people still are attracted to that feature.
It is, I was talking to a client about this today. Fire is just one of those things. It's deeply embedded in us. I mean, we've spent the vast majority of our existence as a species huddling around a fire at night. I mean, it's down deep in our genetics. And so, yeah, hearth and home, that's what they used to call it.
Yeah, right.
That's the very thing. Fire is something that even if you just don't ever plan on burning one in there, there's something about a fire in the middle of a family room or a living room or a fireplace that just says, yeah, this is right.
What do you think is next? I have a feeling, Dean, that in the future, they may not allow, maybe 5-10 years from now, they may not allow people to build swimming pools.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know about that. Here's the thing. They're going to have a big fight on their hands, whoever they are. We heard this like during the drought, right? During the last major drought. We heard that people were emptying pools because, don't waste water. Neighbors were getting upset at other neighbors who had pools because you're like, you're wasting water. Here, you know what we found out? What we found out when you do the science of it, that the surface of a pool does not lose any more water than the water that evaporates off of your lawn.
Oh, really?
Okay? Yeah, really.
Oh, that's wild.
Really. Okay. Water just evaporates at a constant rate, no matter where it's at. And that top layer of water is going to go, whether it's out of your plants or off the pool. So they really, really aren't. And now with variable speed and high efficiency heaters in pools, they're really not that much of an energy burden anymore.
Oh,
they
that's
really
great.
aren't. So,
I turned my old boss, Jack Silver. I just started working at KLSX, and we, for about 2 years. And I had a really good guy in Tarzana. We had a pool, and I had a great guy do the tile and resurface it, and he was terrific. And my boss was going to redo his pool and said, "Hey, do you recommend anybody for pools?" I go, "Oh, I just got the perfect guy." And I turned him on to my pool guy. Well, he went over, gave an estimate. He liked the price, and he said, "Oh, we're going to have to drain the pool and then fix it and then fill it back up." Well, he drained it on a Wednesday. Thursday was the 4th of July. Friday was a holiday. Saturday, they didn't show up. Sunday, they didn't show up. By Monday, they showed up. That pool had risen out of the ground by 9.5 inches.
Yeah, that can be a thing.
They had to redo the whole thing.
You look at the water table in your area. You don't want to do it in the winter when the water table is high, okay, when we've had a lot of...
Right. Because I guess the only thing that was holding that pool down was the weight of the water. Oh, he's gone. I knew that. I knew if I started talking pools, he'd just hang up. All right. Well, we'll pick him up next week. All right. Yeah, he's not into pools. I knew that. I got the feeling from him. All right.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. On Demand from KFI AM 640.
Dodgers win. They take a commanding 3-0 lead over the Milwaukee Brewers. The Marines... Their birthday is November 10th. The U.S. Navy had a birthday as well. The U.S. Navy's birthday is my birthday. I should know that. October 13th, 1775. The day the Continental Congress established the Continental Navy. And this date is celebrated annually. And I didn't know that. On October 13th, my birthday. AOC's birthday as well. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. And then the birthday for the U.S. Marines is November 10th. This date commemorates the establishment of the Continental Marines by the Second Continental Congress in 1775. So happy birthday to the Marines in November and the Navy on October 13th. There's some great audio here from a comedian. His name is Michael Goodwin. And I've seen this pop up a couple times on YouTube or TikTok. But this is a great rule of thumb to remember if you got 2 things to worry about in life. Maybe you've heard this, but I'm going to play it for you. It's really good. Mike Goodwin is his name. Great advice.
There's only 2 things in life that you worry about, whether you're healthy or whether you're sick. If you're healthy, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you're sick, you got 2 things to worry about. Whether you're going to get better, whether you're going to get worse. You get better, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you get worse, you got 2 things to worry about. Whether you're going to live whether you're going to die. If you live, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you die, you got two things. Whether you're going to heaven, whether you're going to hell. If you go to heaven, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you go to hell, you got two things. Original or extra crispy?
That's great. Very funny guy, Mike Goodwin. There in Orange County has just fined some dude $300,000 for lighting illegal fireworks on 4th of July. $300,000 fine.
An exasperated Jose Fernandez leaves his hearing after appealing a $300,000 fine he received from the city of Stanton for allegedly setting off illegal fireworks at his home on the 4th of July.
Wow.
I can barely afford I'm paying my mortgage barely. As I got second loan that I remodeled my house. How do they expect you to pay? This is ridiculous. There's nothing I can't do. I can't afford nothing.
City officials used drone video as evidence to slap citations totaling nearly $1 million on 18 homeowners.
How about that? In Stanton, man, they get to you and step to you quick. They're serious about these fireworks. After the fires in January, they're deadly serious now about people lighting off illegal fireworks.
Fernandez, who owes the biggest fine, denies that he had anything to do with it. So where were you when the fireworks were going off?
Oh, I was in my backyard. I was watching my sports.
So what is your defense? What do you say, Jose?
I say that I don't have nothing to do with it.
The citation shows the math, and for Fernandez, he's been charged $1,000 for 300 discharges, totaling $300,000.
Wow.
Stanton Mayor David Shaver says homeowners had fair warning that they'd be held accountable for illegal activity on their property.
I'll bet there'll be a lot less fireworks in Orange County next year.
In that particular area, you would be tripping over the signs that say you're going to be fined for any illegal activity.
That's true. I've seen those signs all over the place.
Also, we did mail to all those addresses of the property owners, especially the areas where we've had a lot of illegal activity in the past.
This one's mine.
Fernandez argued his case, saying he doesn't know who was responsible for the illegal fireworks blasts and that he may have a chance to get his fine reduced. How does that make you feel?
Makes me feel a little relaxed.
So you don't think you're going to have to pay $300,000?
I could not afford it. Even if we take it to the Supreme Court, we'll take it. I'll take them.
That's great. Guy's got a sense of humor still.
Even if we take it to the Supreme Court, we'll take it. I'll take them. I'm a retired man. I got nothing to lose, you know.
Once Fernandez is sent the results of his appeal, the mayor says it is up to the city council to make the ultimate decision as to what fine he must pay.
Wow.
In Stanton, Michelle Geely, CBS LA.
That's incredible. That guy's got to pay $300,000. $1,000 for every illegal firework that somebody lit off at his house. Maybe he didn't do it, but it's his house. And I have a feeling next year it's going to be a lot quieter. Because this word's going to get out. You know, people heard it here on KFI, whatever station you're listening to, or whatever your news source is, that's going to get out there. NBC News has just laid off 150 employees, which is terrible, terrible news. Termination notices went out to 150 NBC News Group employees Wednesday as a financial health and traditional television business continues to erode. The cuts have been anticipated for months as NBC is seeing declines in TV ratings and ad revenue and are not being fully offset by the growing digital business. So audience migration to streaming platforms has put pressure on legacy outlets across the media industry. And so 150 really decent, high-paying jobs have disappeared. Unbelievable. All right, we've got to get out of here. Andy Riesmeyer is coming up next. Dodgers win. That's the big story here in Los Angeles. It's the Conway Show live on KFI AM 640. Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.